Hi, everybody. I'm just going to wait for some people to get here. I won't be here long. Even if it's just me, I am going to say what I have to say and get from up off of here because I don't know if my son's going to wake up or not. And I want to relax and everything and talk to my husband before it is time to go to bed. Hi, Celine. Thank you so much for clicking on. We're just gonna do some chit chat. Don't hesitate to drop any questions in the chat, and I will be sure to check them out. As you see from the title, we're going to talk about helpmate, red flags, and waiting on the ring. Can you hear me, Celine? Is my sound good? Let me know, girl. Let me know if my sound is good. Is it a red flag? Okay, good. Or a turn off to look too desperate for a guy you're interested in or too available. It's a turn off. It's definitely a turn off for a guy if you look desperate that you're interested in. You don't want to be too available, but you do want to be available for him if he wants to hang out with you and things like that. Yeah, you don't. I wouldn't say it could be a red flag because it could mean that you have attachment issues, but it's definitely for sure a turn off if you look too desperate to a guy you're interested in. So mystery is always good. So if you take a little bit of time texting back or calling him back, that adds mystery. If he asks you out, you could always say, okay, let me check my schedule, make sure I don't have anything, and if I'm good, then we're good to go. And then maybe a few hours later, you can let him know you're good, or a few minutes. So that just kind of leaves mystery and it kind of makes him wait a little bit. But at the end of the day, you probably are available. So I would say kind of do it that way. I think a big issue I've had with dating is I try to want to jump into things too quick. Yeah, don't jump into things too quick, but also kind of go with the flow based on him. So like for example, when I first started dating my husband, and I may talk about how I met my husband during this chat. Maybe not. Hi, the beautiful life. Thank you so much for joining me. It is an honor to have anyone in here. If you're in here, say hello. Welcome, welcome. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here, but I just wanted to do a chit chat with you guys. But as I was saying, Celine, we're jumping in too quick. Like with my husband, I kind of went with his flow. So he made it clear to me that he wanted to see me again. So like we went on a date, let's say on a Tuesday. I think it actually was a Tuesday, but we went on a date on a Tuesday, and then he wanted to see me again, I think 2 days later. But I think he maybe texted me or asked me out again. It was something like that. And I made myself available because I was available. I was very single, and I liked him. I enjoyed our conversation at our first date. He was handsome, funny. So I made myself available to him, and he constantly asked me for my time. He's like, "Hey, I want to see you. Hey, you gonna come over? Hey, you gonna pull up on me?" And things like that. So just go with the flow, but don't seem too desperate. There's a difference between being available and being desperate. Okay. The white guy and Kendra G was too funny. And what the guy you were talking about. Oh, okay. Yep. I remember you talking about that. Yep. I remember. Well, I mean, this is the second time you talking about him, Celine. So if you're interested, if you think he would be interested in you, go ahead and slide in the DM. But don't look too desperate or anything because he probably received a lot of DMs. But you never know, he might respond back. So the beautiful eye said, "What's good people? Quality channel content. Catching my first live. Keep cooking, Bella. Look, I'm not on Miss Crimson Cure level quite yet, but thank you. I'm gonna try to cook. I'm gonna try to cook a little bit. But let's go ahead and get started. So, as y'all see in the title, helpmate, red flag, and waiting on the ring. So, what stemmed this conversation is I was just talking to some gentlemen that I know, and both of them had very similar concerns about the individual they're in a relationship with. And I was basically just saying like, "Hey, this is just what I think. I'm not telling you what to do, but this is what I think from a feminine woman's standpoint." And so, let's talk about it. Hi, Jelly Belly. Hey, Jelly Belly. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be on here, but thank you so much for joining me. It really, really makes my heart happy. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. So let's talk about some red flags. All right. Hi, Chantel. Shout out to Chantel Simone. Y'all go ahead and go follow her now. Go ahead. She has quality content. If you haven't heard of her, I know a few of you already are hip to her, but like if you are not, go ahead and click over to Chantel's page. Her content is quality and fire. But okay, so let's talk about some red flags. All right. Ladies, it's a red flag if you're gaining weight and your man's telling you that he would like for you to lose some weight and you're not willing to, that's a red flag. A man can deem that as disrespect or even the fact that you aren't concerned with his likes and dislikes if you're not willing to lose the weight. Okay. You want him to provide, you want him to do all of these things, but you can't simply just lose a few pounds. Okay. I think that it is very important to keep your waistline intact, whether you're a size 4, 6, 8, 10, whatever, because there are some men who like women who are plus size, who are thicker. So I'm not saying you have to be a size 4, but it's best for you to keep your waistline intact. So if your man is telling you that maybe he thinks you should he would like for you to lose a couple of pounds, please don't take defensive. Please don't take that as an offense, because if he's saying that, that means he's probably noticed for a while, and there's a chance that he's no longer attracted, like sexually attracted to you. Plus size is not fat, curves, and okay, exactly. You are absolutely right, Jelly Belly. Plus size, fat, whatever, right? Keep your waistline intact, okay? You look your best when your waistline is intact, and you're healthier if your waistline is intact, okay? But anyway, you want your man to remain attracted to you. You want to remain physically appealing to your man. I was talking to some guys and they were basically saying that their girl, they want marriage, they want the ring, and they're trying to plan this wedding, but they're not even willing to lose weight. They want children, but they're not willing to lose weight. And ladies, we understand that with childbearing comes weight gain. And not all women lose that baby fat or that baby weight, especially depending on her genetics, how she carries weight and everything. So it's very important that you are conscious of your weight. I know people call it, uh, uh, what is it, relationship weight or comfort weight or something like that. No, ma'am. We want to remain in the spirit of excellence, especially if you are the girlfriend and you're trying to obtain the ring. You want to again show you want to show your man that you respect him and that you have the discipline to be healthy. Okay, it shows that you are willing to remain physically appealing to him and attractive to him, and then that also should last throughout the relationship and the marriage. For me, i sorely believe that it is my duty to remain physically appealing to my husband. He was attracted to me sexually when we first started dating, and I want him to remain I want to, excuse me, remain sexually attracted to him. So it is a red flag, ladies, if you're not willing to lose a few pounds. That man is probably not even asking you to lose a whole lot of weight. The main thing he's probably noticed, maybe your stomach is rolling over your pants, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe your behind is just looking a little unshapely or something like that. A man is not going to ask you to do something that is going to hurt you when he loves you, okay? We're not talking about these, men who mean no good for you and all of those things. We're talking about a good man who you want to marry. He's not going to ask you to lose weight unless there is something that he's noticed for a while. And again, you want him to remain sexually attracted to you. So that's a red flag, ladies. Another red flag is, let's say your man has a child. He had this child before you two got into a relationship, and maybe he's attempting to get full custody of this child. It is a red flag if you aren't helping him in his effort. It's again, especially if you are trying to marry him. Understand, ladies, that you picked him, you chose to be with him. So that means you are going to be essentially attached to whatever he is attached to. So when you marry him, you're going to be attached to his parents now. You marry him, if he comes with additional children, you're going to be attached to his children. So it shows that you have a nurturing spirit, that you are concerned for the family, and that you want to take care of him if you're willing to help him in his efforts of obtaining full custody of his child. If you are not putting in efforts to help him, whether it just be simple moral support, in my opinion, that is a red flag, and that means you are a selfish woman. And if one of my friends or brothers or whatever comes to me and tells me that, she's not helping me in my efforts to do X, Y, and Z, I would say, like, hey, that's a red flag. That means she's probably selfish. That means she's not actually concerned with the things that you come with, but she just wants to get up out of you what she wants to get up out of you, and probably she'll leave when whatever you have is done, is over with, or you no longer have. Okay. Additionally, another red flag, ladies, if you are telling a man that you are only going to marry him if he makes a certain amount of money, girl. And then all of a sudden, when he increases his income, that's when all of a sudden you're ready to wedding plan. Red freaking flag. Red flag. That means you're probably just with him for his money anyway. Do you even love this man? Do you even care for this man? It is so odd to me that women are out here, uh, that women are out here uh telling a man that the only way that he'll be able to call you his wife is by him making a certain amount of money. Like, girl, he didn't make that amount of money when y'all first met. Be his motivation to increase his income and his inspiration, not just essentially beating down on his confidence and his masculinity by saying that, he's not making enough money now, and I'll only marry you if you make this amount of money. That's a huge red flag to me if one of my friends or one of my brothers tells me that that's what their girlfriend did. Because to me, that says that the moment your money decreases or you lose that job, she's going to be out of there. But the thing is, women like that, I like to call those women chameleons. And, you know, and if that woman is a chameleon, she'll show you several times over. It's just sometimes difficult to catch, um, because she'll like catch herself really quick. But anyway, that's a red flag, lady. So if you find yourself kind of thinking those things, you need to do a heart check. There are some things that you're going to have to work on in order for you not to ruin your man or ruin that relationship, because again, that is a chameleon spirit, and a chameleon spirit is destructive, and it means no good. It's a destructive spirit, it's a selfish spirit, and nothing comes out of it but chaos. Okay? So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that point. Let's see. No comments. All right, y'all. So what else is another red flag? Let me think. Let me pull my phone out because I have a list. What are some more red flags, y'all? What are some more red flags that maybe women need to check to see that they're holding? What are some other red flags? Okay, that's the wrong text. Okay. What else is a red flag? Oh, it's a red flag, ladies, if you're not willing to check your masculinity. So, if your man is telling you that you're too masculine, or if he's saying you're too defensive or too aggressive, or if he's asking you not to behave a certain type of way, that means you should adjust. You need to change. A masculine man is not going to want to compete with your masculinity, okay? Understand that when it comes to masculinity and femininity, there is a polarization. Just as we understand magnets work, opposites attract, positive and negative, they attract. Two masculine people in a relationship, as in a masculine man and a masculine woman, it's not going to work. You two are constantly going to bump heads. And guess what? That man is eventually going to get tired of that, okay? So if your man is telling you that you need to dial down your tone, if you need to check your masculinity, if you need to stop trying to boss him around, then do it, okay? Because if you're not willing to do it, that means you're not willing to adjust to his needs. Okay. Understand, ladies, that when a man asks you to check your masculinity, it's not just something that he wants you to do. That is something he needs you to do. Understand that when you are in a relationship with a man, especially one that you're trying to marry, okay, because we're trying to get married over here, you will you will then become up under his authority, meaning that essentially what he says goes. I'm not saying that you don't have a voice. I'm not saying that he's some puppet master. But what I'm saying is you need to respect the authority that he comes with, and that includes respecting and adjusting to his concerns. So if that man is saying you need to check your masculinity, that is what he needs in order for him to flourish and to lead the home and to lead the household. Okay. When you're a masculine woman, you're constantly going to cause your home to be in a chaotic state rather than peace. Then your man's not going to want to talk to you. He's not going to want to come home and things of that nature. So, ladies, I urge you, if you notice that you've got tones all the time, if you notice that you're bossy all the time, like as in like bossing your man around, I encourage you to check your masculinity, because that may be a reason as to why you don't have that ring yet. Okay. Additionally, y'all probably hear that plane, huh? What else? I lost my train of thought. There was one more red flag I meant to mention. Oh, if you are a dirty woman, okay, if you don't clean up, that's a red flag. If your panties are all scattered around the room and around the house, that's a red flag. That's trifling. That's unladylike. If your dishes are if your sink is full of dishes and there is mold growing on those dishes, that's trifling. And I'm saying this because I've seen this, y'all. I have seen this. Okay. If you have children, if you are a baby mother, if you have additional children and things like that, if your children's hair is not done, but you having people babysit them and your children going out in public, that's a red flag. But your nails and your hair is always done. That means you're minoring in majors and majoring in minors. Clearly, you care about yourself more than you care about your children. And that is a red flag to a man who is looking for a wife. Ladies, don't be trifling. Clean up. Put your panties in the hamper. Wash them. Ye- I firmly believe that a woman's room, a woman's home, is a direct reflection of what is in her mind, of what is in her spirit. If her home is disgusting, is trifling, is chaotic, that means she is disgusting, trifling, and chaotic, which means she's likely going to bring additional chaos. Okay. Wow. Sorry, y'all live right by an airport. That means she's going to bring additional chaos to a man's life. Ladies, we understand that we are naturally chaotic, okay? And that's fine. That is a part of the beauty of in being a woman. However, when you're a woman who wants to be married, that means you are willing to allow a man to box in, to contain your chaos, to put boundaries on your chaos, to bring order to your chaos. If you're a woman who's always flying off the cuff with her attitude, who don't clean up, and all of those things, that means you're an unruly woman. And that means you are not willing to respect the authority of a man. That's a red flag, girl. That's a huge red flag. Ladies, you are supposed to be a helpmate to a man. Hello, everyone. I just want to stop and say, please like the video and please share it. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your love and your support. I know it's late and I don't usually go live, so I really appreciate all of you who are in here talking with me. Please don't hesitate to drop any questions, comments, or concerns that you have in the chat. I would love to discuss them with you. And if you have anything additional to add to the conversation, by all means, go ahead and drop your comments within the chat and say hello to everyone else who's here. Again, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right. So, hi, Tim. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're still here, thank you so much for joining my live. Welcome. All right, ladies, again, you are supposed to be that man's helpmate. Of course, within the confines of marriage. To be clear, we're talking about marriage here. We're talking about preparing for marriage. It's like everybody has a flight tonight, apparently. Everybody has a flight tonight. Can y'all hear that? Hear the airplane? I would imagine so because it's so loud. Jeez. But ladies, you're supposed to be his helpmate, all right? Within the marriage. And if you're saying you want to marry that man, and if you're not willing to bring increase, okay, you don't hear. Okay, good. So let me stop talking about it. um you're supposed to be bringing increase to his life. And I'm not referring to financial increase all the time. I mean, of course, if you have a good job and if you're bringing in income, I mean, that's a good thing, especially if that's what you two have going on within your relationship. But a increase besides financially, such as peace, such as inspiration, such as making his house a home, making it warm, making it comfortable, making sure he eats, making sure he's prayed for. Those are the things that helpmates do. Not spending all of his money. That's another red flag, ladies. If you're worried about the next girls' trip, and let me not even get on that, but if you're worried about a trip or a bag, and you want him to pay for it, that's a red flag, ladies. That means you're materialistic and you're more worried about things instead of him. But anyway, you're supposed to be helping him. You're not supposed to be spending all of his money. You're not supposed to be stressing him out. A helpmate is supposed to inspire. A helpmate is supposed to nurture. And if you're showing these red flags, that means you're not being a helpmate. You being a dead mate. You being a leech. You're using that man. You're taking from him. That's what that means, ladies. I encourage you to examine yourself as you're in the dating market. I encourage you to do some self-reflection as that man points out the fact that he doesn't like you're getting defensive in conversation when he's simply trying to just talk to you. Okay? Maybe that's why you don't have a ring yet. Maybe you need to lose a few pounds. Maybe you have to, show him that you respect his concerns and his needs of you before he gives you that ring. Because ladies, you are still in the vetting process. Okay? If you don't have that ring, that man's vetting you. So if you're displaying all of these unreceptive behaviors, if you're showing combativeness, if you're showing selfishness, that means you need to work on your wife skills. You very well may be a wife, but you need some brushing up to do, some serious brushing up. And to me, it honestly depends on how much brushing up you have to do, because you might just be a user and you just want a wedding rather in a ring rather than a lasting, healthy relationship. So, ladies, you must check yourselves in order to obtain and keep a good man, because good men don't come around all the time. And if you constantly see yourself losing good man after good man after good man, that means it's you, not them. I'm not saying men are perfect, ladies. Don't get me wrong. Men have work to do as well. But I'm talking to the women. It's not in my lane to talk to the men. If you are displaying things that are concerning and that man has expressed it, or even if your friends or family have expressed that you need to work on some things, do it, girl. Do it. Because in a marriage, ladies, you're constantly going to have to do self-reflection anyway. And there's going to constantly be change. You're going to need to continue to get to know your man. And then when children come into the picture, whew, you really have to become selfless then, because it's their needs above yours. Hi, Mike. Hi, Dread Mike. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Please don't forget to like the video. Thank you, guys. I've got 15 likes and I've got 9 people watching, so I really appreciate it. Hi, Dion. Thank you for joining. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Hi, Eugene. Hi. Thank you so much for joining my live. Thank you so much for joining my live. I'm gonna have to come up with like some type of songs or something for you guys, or get a soundboard. I don't have a soundboard. I hit the like button before I came in. Thank you, Dread Mike. Thank you, Dread Mike. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start making up like just random little jingles for your names. That's what I'm gonna start doing. But anyway, ladies, you will hear me preach over and over and over again about self-improvement, self-sacrifice, self-work, self-reflection in order to become a better woman. A good woman, being a good woman makes a good wife. Okay? Being a good woman makes a good wife. So if you are improving yourself as a woman, and I'm not talking about in your career, okay? I'm talking about your characteristics, your feminine characteristics. Okay, let me pull up my little feminine notes. Your feminine characteristics, ladies, such as, let's do this. Just like being a good man makes a good husband. Exactly, Eugene. Like, it's twofold. You better get this live in and out. Look, Lady Di, I had to update my computer. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful. I had to update my computer. My whole situation started glitching. That's why I had those issues on your live. So embarrassing. But thank you for joining me, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. So, back to what I was saying. Ladies, work on your feminine characteristics. Are you kind? Okay? Are you a nice person? Do you smile at people when they walk past? Chance, please. That's my dog, y'all. He's over here licking loud. Like, come on, dude. I'm not trying to hear you lick your behind. Um, The lady died. Do you smile at people in public? Like, for example, I think I have an RBF. Like, I firmly believe it. However, I be on a mission. Like when I'm going, I'm going. Okay. When I'm walking, like I'm trying to get to aisle 5, like let's say I'm at Target. I'm trying to get to the baby aisle. I'm on a mission. And I may be straight facing, you know what I'm saying? But I still look at people just to kind of just acknowledge their presence. And I'll give a nice smile. I've even caught myself, I know I was straight facing like mm, mm. And then I just happened to catch an eye of a lady who was coming the opposite direction, and she smiled at me. And I looked at her and I was like, and I showed her my teeth. I snapped out of my little trance, my little focused trance I was in, because I tried to at least appear to be a nice person. Now don't be fake, y'all, because there are some women who are genuinely mean spirited. Okay, genuinely mean spirited. But anyway, when you're in public, ladies, especially if you're single trying to obtain a man, you need to be a little bit more aware of your face, because you could meet your husband out there, and maybe you're looking so mean he doesn't even want to approach you because you look mean. You look like you're gonna probably bite his head off as soon as he comes up to you. Okay. But anyway, feminine characteristics. Are you kind? Okay. Are you receptive? Do you accept criticisms, critiques? Or do you get defensive? Ah, Game Dreamer 58. Thank you so much for the super sticker. This is my first super sticker. Game Dreamer, Game Dreamer, Game Dreamer, Game Dreamer, Game Dreamer, Game Dreamer. Let me stop. Thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining the live. Everybody, please don't forget to like on your way in, on your way out, like, and leave a comment once the live stream ends. But are you receptive to criticism, or do you get defensive? As I've said on my pre-recorded videos, I'm even still working on my defensiveness. Oh, and by the way, y'all, I was just on Lady Di's channel. It's Dating to Marriage Support. Go ahead and subscribe to her channel. She gives great advice, and it's real direct advice for women who are looking to be married. Okay, she's a married woman. She's been with her husband for almost a decade. They have 4 children between the both of them, and together, beautiful spirit. Go ahead and follow her. Okay. But are you receptive? Are you defensive? I even have had to work on my defensiveness, ladies. My husband, he would like ask me a simple question, right? About something concerning me. And I would say, well, it's because this and that and boo boo boo. And my demeanor shifted from being calm and collected or whatever to throwing my dukes up to try to combat whatever criticism he had, rather than refute it and refute it, rather than accepting it and then reflecting on it. Okay. Defensiveness is a defense mechanism. So maybe you should check your childhood to see, maybe you felt controlled as a child, maybe you were bullied as a child. Check your childhood and your past traumas to try to get to the root of your defensiveness. Because at the end of the day, ladies, he is not your enemy. He is not your enemy. And things that he tells you to do or asks you to do, they're only going to be for the good and the betterment of yourself and the relationship. Again, a good woman makes a good wife, okay? A good woman makes a good wife. I don't know how to use this stuff. I'm gonna have to figure out how to use lives, y'all. All right. So check your defensiveness as well, ladies, because if you're not receptive, that means your femininity is broken, okay? Or that means you're just straight up disrespectful, and that's just masculine. Disrespect and aggressiveness and interrupting is a masculine trait. So and you want to be the best woman you can be, and that means you want to house feminine traits, not masculine traits. Okay. um Are you hardworking? And let's not get the hardworking woman confused with the career oriented woman. All right. We're talking about a hardworking woman, as in hardworking in her home, hardworking in emotional maturity, hardworking in improving herself again as a woman for the betterment of herself and her future family and her man. Are you bringing peace? Are you nurturing? Okay. Those are the things that'll get you a ring. Though you show these things, those are the things that'll help you obtain a good man and keep a good man. If you notice you're attracting dusties and men who are no good for you and men who just want to get in your pants, excuse me, that means you probably have some traits that you need to check that are attract some negative traits that you need to check that are attracting that type of man. Because we know there are some dusties out here. We know there are some womanizers and things like that. There are some narcissists. We know that. All right. So check your feminine characteristics, ladies, because you may be lacking in a trait that the man you're with needs from you. And maybe that's why that proposal is delayed. Now, if your man has expressed that maybe he wants to get his finances a little bit stronger or something like that before you two enter into the next levels of marriage, then that's that. Don't read further into it, okay? Don't stress yourself out, girl. If that man said it, believe him and trust him, and don't nag him about it, because that's just gonna get on his nerves, and that could make you wait for the ring longer. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it could happen. Don't nag that man about the ring if he told you he wants to meet certain milestones before you two get married. Now, let's be realistic. I'm not saying be with him for 10 years or something like that. But just give the man time, girl. Hello, hello, Stefani Renee. Ooh, that's such a cute name. Hey, new to your channel. This live ended up in my recommendations and the title sold me. Yay! Well, welcome, honey. Welcome. My channel is essentially based around helping girls and young women get to marriage. And I'm all about self accountability over here. I'm all about work over here. And I'm all about being real over here. So if that's the type of content that you like, someone who's going to give you practical things that you can apply to your life in order to become a better woman, in order to become a wife, then go ahead and subscribe, girl, and don't forget to like the video. All right, let's see what Dread Mike said. I don't know if I say that right. Was it? Oh, okay. Sister Shahrazad Ali tried to tell Black women to smile when she wrote her book. Yes, yes, she did over 30 years ago, and they didn't listen. I hate to say it. Some women make themselves unapproachable. Let me read that again. Sister Shahrazad Ali tried to tell Black women to smile when she wrote a book over 30 plus years ago. 30 plus years ago, y'all. I'm 26. Okay, I'm 26. She wrote that book well before I was even born. And y'all still not doing it? Sure. But they didn't listen. I hate to say it, but some women make themselves unapproachable. It is so true. And let me say this about the unapproachable woman. Ladies, men are not intimidated by you. They're not. They're not intimidated by your intelligence. They're not intimidated by your intellect. They're intimidated by that masculine. And I wouldn't even say intimidated. You're repelling them with the masculine spirit that you're carrying. That's what it is. With that mean spirit that you're carrying, ladies. That is what is making a man not approach you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Smile, ladies, when you go out in public. I'm not saying you got to walk around like all the time. No, because then you're just gonna look crazy. But you want to have a friendly and light demeanor about you. You know what I'm saying? approachable. Eugene Steele says Kevin Samuels encouraged one lady to smile and she says she does not want to. Then that means she don't want a man. And my thing is something so small, something so trivial, honestly shows how combative you are, ladies. That's a red flag. That's a small red flag. Like it's a real small one, like dee, 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 like a little mini one, but it's still a flag. Small things to a giant. If one of my I don't even have homeboys, but if one of my friends or if one of my brothers tells me like, yeah, I asked her just to do like this small trivial thing and she like said no or whatever. I'm just like, I would literally say, that may mean that she's combative and that may mean when you want her to do something else that's maybe more important, she's probably not going to listen, which means you're probably not going to have peace in your house, which means she probably is going to try to run you instead of you being the head of the house. Small things to a giant, ladies. Small things to a giant. You're being a man repellent. It's true. Shut. It's true. Seriously. J. Mike says men want a teammate, not an opponent. Exactly. If you are on a team, and if you're being combative, right? Okay, let's think about this in the way of tug of war, right? Wish I had something here. Tug of war, right? This is your man, and this is you. Instead of y'all being on the same team and y'all yanking, right? To try to get over to y'all side, this is what you're doing instead. You're not working together. You're working against him. You're making him work harder when he shouldn't. You're being rude. You're being disrespectful. You're hurting the relationship. You're breaking the rope. You're further spreading you two further apart rather than you two growing together. You're literally doing the opposite of what you intend to do simply because you want to be difficult to work with. Just call me Michaela. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. She says, I've never been upset when I'm out and a man reminds me to smile. Sometimes I'm in that focus mode. So I appreciate when men can approach and remind me. LOL. Exactly, ma'am. I'm like that too. When I get focused, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't see anybody else, you know what I'm saying? But hey, if a man says, "Hey sis, smile." Just say, "Oh, you right. I'm sorry. How you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Girl, that means he wants to see your beauty. Ladies, understand that your smile shows the inner beauty you have. When you smile, your whole face lights up. Your eyes, showing your cheekbones, your beautiful teeth, those lips that you have. There is beauty to that. You know how men say, "Oh, your smile's sexy." There is attractiveness in something so small as a smile, but you're not even showing it off. So how you trying to get a man, girl? You ain't. You can't. Because you're mean, or you're being mean, or you're just being difficult to work with. Stefani Renee says, it's so refreshing seeing women with similar views. When I try to explain things like this to my peer, I'm a pick me. Girl, pick me's only exist online. And the thing is, I am not offended by any means if a man is calling, or excuse me, if a female is calling me a pick me. For one, if a woman is married and she's calling another woman a pick me, that means she's probably a selfish woman. She's probably very selfish in her marriage. Okay, that's my opinion. But if you're being called a pick me girl, just be like, "Yep," and I'm preparing to be somebody's wife. I'm preparing to be a man's wife. I'm preparing to be found. What are you doing? preparing to be alone at 50. You see what I'm saying? Dre Mike says, pick me's get picked. Exactly. They are either in long term relationships, engaged, or married. I'm preparing to be picked. Let me tell you something, Stefani. I was 22 when I met my husband. My husband was enjoying being single. Okay. But when he and I met and when we went on the first date, that is apparently when he decided, you know what? I like this one. I picked this one. I see that she has potential. And understand that my husband is older than me, y'all. If you don't know, my husband is 8 years older than I am. So I was 22 and he was 30 when we met. And he told me he had some not reservations, but he did think about like, she's 22. That is kind of young. But he saw that I housed feminine qualities. And then as we got to know each other, he's like, hold on, this is girlfriend material. Oh, hold on, this is wife material. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, when my husband was like, I'm going to pick her. I'm going to pluck her. So and he's a good man. So when a good man meets you, no matter what his status is, I'm not saying like he's in a relationship, but I'm saying in terms of him in the dating market, whether he just kind of playing, just kind of tipping, you know what I'm saying, getting his feet wet, you know what I'm saying? Even if he's doing that, when he runs into a wife, and if he ultimately does want a relationship, he's gonna snatch you up just as my husband did. He and I went on that first date, and it's been us ever since. All those women he had in his phone cut off because he knew he had a good thing. He knew he had a wife. He had to pick me, and I sure was trying to get picked. I was available. Okay. We went on a date on a Tuesday, and we saw each other again on a Thursday, and then a Friday, whatever else. And this is my husband calling me right now. Let me mute this real quick, y'all. All right, y'all. That's my husband. I'm not gonna get off right now. He told me to send him the link. Let me send it real quick. Okay, but ladies, another thing, take notes. My man has had to check me about this a couple of times, but I answer my phone on the live when my husband calls. That shows respect. That shows regard. That shows concern. You know what I'm saying? It's a red flag if you're not willing to show a man who you claim who you want to marry that type of consideration. Okay? But what was I talking about? Oh, I show myself to be available. Yes, I absolutely was a pick me. But as we've said in the chat, pick me's get picked. I'd rather be picked, happy with a family, than alone. Stefani, I know you don't know me, but I'm a housewife girl. And we have a baby. My husband pays 100% of the bills and gives me money. Okay? I'm not saying this to brag, but what I'm saying is pick me's are winning. So forget all of these naysayers. You hear me? Thank you for watching, baby. Thank you for watching. I'm talking about you right now. I'm preparing to get picked. Dred Mike says, as Danica Marie dope discussions, yes, I follow her. She says, I'd rather be a pick me than a pass me chick. She said, I'm a proud pick me. Exactly. I am picked. You heard me. Happily. I have a covering. Ladies, you don't want to be in these streets without a covering. These streets are dangerous. These streets are not kind. Okay? Shut says, you are kind. Or are you kind? Are you receptive? Are you defensive? Are you hardworking? Are you nurturing? Gradually changing some lingering habits and taking accountability. Exactly, Shut. He literally just summed up everything I've been saying. Because if you are defensive, that's a red flag. Hi, baby. If you are defensive, that is a red flag. Granted, ladies, let me say this because I told you I'm even still working on my defensiveness and I'm a lot better than I was before. Okay. If you are kind, if you show that you are willing to adjust, if you are submissive, as in if you're respecting that man's authority, that man will be willing to work with you even if you are struggling with a characteristic such as defensiveness. Okay? If you're showing that you're willing to do self-reflection, that man will work with you. Okay? So I don't want you to think that just because you may display some type of red flag, that means you are ineligible for marriage or ineligible for a good man, because that's not true. Because that means that would have deemed me as ineligible. That would have deemed the next woman ineligible for marriage. I just want to say hello. Let me pause real quick. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on my live, y'all. We just having a conversation over here. Drop some questions down in the comments. Go ahead and I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I just accidentally hit somebody by accident. I didn't mean to do that. Tim said hit the like button. I accidentally hit you, Tim. I meant to do something else. There we go. All right, yeah, hit the like button, y'all. I was gonna say, please hit that like button. Hi, Bria, Bria. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining me, mama. Thank you. If you are displaying some red flags, ladies, that doesn't mean you are ineligible for marriage. Okay? That just means you need to work on it. But you know what? If you're here at my channel and if you're doing some self reflection and if you're saying, maybe I do need to work on that, that means you are chugging your way to that ring. That means you are wife material. You just got to have some things to work on. That's all. But don't worry. With the help of the Lord and channels like mine, like Chantel's, like Real From Sapien, like Shay Sade, and other beautiful, like Bria and other beautiful women in this space, that means you're on your way. If you're willing to take in this information, do some adjustment, that means you're wife material. Ladies, I don't know if you're, and gentlemen, because there are men here. I don't know if you're a spiritual person or not, but I'm just gonna say this because I really do think that despite if you believe in Jesus or not, I really think the Bible has some really, really good just points of reference and learning in it. You know what I'm saying? So the Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Okay? That scripture implies that she was already a wife when he found her. He was already a wife when he met her. I was already a wife when I met my husband. He found me and then he made me his wife. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make some adjustments to him. I had to learn my husband, learn his quirks, learn the things he likes and don't like. But I was a wife before meeting him. So ladies, if you're over here and you're willing to do some self-reflection, all those things, that means you a wife, honey. So woo, 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 woo. Because some women out here, they're not wives. But that means you are because you're willing to do some accountability. You hear me? Brianna A says, your channel is amazing. I'm new but learning so much at 18, almost 19. Brianna A. You don't understand how happy that makes me. Because you are my target audience. I am so happy you're here, honey. I am so happy that you're learning. And don't hesitate to drop any questions, comments, or concerns. Because guess what, Brianna? If I could have got married as young as you, I probably would have. But I'm happy I didn't because my husband's amazing. And if you're in college, tell me if you're in college or not. If you're in college, let me know. Brianna. Sorry, Brianna. Should have said, don't look at me. I'm learning. Well, shoot, you taking good notes. You taking good notes. Drop any questions, comments, or concerns, y'all, because I'm about to end this live. I want to talk to my husband, to my husband. But yes, we are talking about red flags. What's the title, y'all? Red flags. Helpmate. Oh, let me get back to the helpmate, y'all, because I paused and went off track. Please like the video. Helpmate. Ladies, you are supposed to be that man's helpmate. And we're not talking about financially. No, maybe I did talk about it already, but we're going to repeat it. You're supposed to inspire him, encourage him, give him good loving. Because trust me, good loving is inspirational. Okay? You're supposed to pray for him, love on him, nurture him. Lift him up when he needs it. Support him when he needs it. And things like that. For example, if he tells you, I want to become an engineer. Guess what I'm going to do? How to become an engineer. Hey, baby, what kind of engineer you want to be? Okay, how to become a system engineer. Okay, great. Shout out to Brian Hill. Thank you so much for the super chat of $5. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And God bless you and your family. I know you said you've got a 18-year-old or 18-month-old. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for donating to the channel. It's appreciated. But again, how to become a systems engineer. I'm looking it up, girl. If that man said this one I want to do, and let's not, I'm going to say this, but I'm not saying this in a gold digger way, okay? But this is honest. Engineering is a great career path, okay? And it also yields extra financial stability. So when you win, when he wins, you win. And if he is telling you that that's what he wants to be, go ahead and push him to his goals, girl. Push him to his goals, because at the end of the day, you are going to be there for his, you're going to be his backbone. But anyway, I'm looking up how to become, what did I say? Systems engineer or something like that. I'm looking it up. I'm sending him applications to schools or whatever, or sending him options like, hey, this is how you can become a systems engineer. Or maybe he wants to, or maybe he's already like an engineer or whatever career, but he wants to kind of pivot. Girl, go look up that application and send it to him. Or go try to find the criteria and the requirements that he needs in order to obtain whatever he is trying to. If he's saying he wants to start a business, get together the things that are required for the business, the legal documentation situations. Suggest opening a new bank account. Look for people who can help establish the relationship. Start watching YouTube videos on how to do whatever. That's how you be a helpmate, girl. That's how you inspire a man, girl. And if you do that, he's like, dang, she really listening. Dang, she really cares for me and my well-being and my growth as an individual. Because ladies, in a relationship, when that man wins, you win. A lot of times in relationships, I've seen that when the man wins, the woman wins. But when the woman wins, she the only one who wins. What? How that work, y'all? How does that work? That is so backwards, y'all. Be his inspiration. Proverbs 31. Exactly, Dread Mike. Ladies, again, whether you are a spiritual person or not, read Proverbs 31. Google it. The Proverbs 31 woman was a bad sister. Okay. She got up. She gets up early in the morning. She wears she makes sure she looks good, presentable, ladylike. She goes and works and she makes money. She brings the money home to her husband, and her husband's a good man, and her husband is a well-respected man as well. Your man is a direct reflection of you, and you are a direct reflection of your man. But again, she's planting and going to the market and selling things. She's bringing home the money. The Proverbs 31 woman, her husband and her children admire her. They praise her for her works. That means they respect her. They honor her. They love her. They give her accolades. When you take care of your family, when you're a good woman, your family takes care of you. Bria says you can also help financially by not being a financial liability. Thank you. I did mention that earlier. Thank you for reminding me, Bria. Learn to do things yourself instead of outsourcing your maintenance, hair, nails, etc., not eating out, etc. Exactly, Bria. Exactly. Guess what, ladies? Let me see. I did these my own self. This is dip powder. I added the nails and everything from start to finish. I have my own dip powder kit. I have a drill, and I did my nails while my son was sleeping overnight. So that's an easy $60 that I don't have to spend, that my husband doesn't have to spend, that I don't have to swipe on the credit cards. Thank you, Bria. I have locks. I know Bria has locks. I have locks. I can maintain locks myself, but also I do go to a loctician, but it's a lot less expensive than me getting knotless braids that cost $300. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Bria. You can help financially by not being a liability. Eating out all the time. No, ma'am. Get you some snacks. And you probably need to lower your calorie intake anyway. So drink you some water, girl. Drink you some water. Dread Mike says, don't forget to like the video, y'all. Hey, pass the smoke, pass the smoke, pass the smoke. Pass the smoke, pass the smoke, pass the smoke. I'm telling you, I'm gonna start making songs out of y'all names. This is kind of entertaining for me. So just don't mind me, y'all. I'm a little goofy. Dread Mike says, if your husband wants, I guess, to start a business alone, he can put a self-employed 401k on himself and hire his wife as an employee. She can contribute to 401k and it's legal. Y'all see, screenshot that, y'all. Somebody screenshot that. That's knowledge. Come on, lady. Screenshot that. You might need that in 3 years when you meet your husband. Miss Brianna. Screenshot that. Stefani Renee says, I recently cut my locks, but I do maintain my own hair and nails, etc. Whatever income I get from my man essentially goes back into the household. Good. Sound like a wife to me, girl. Eugene. Oh, Dre Mike says he studied personal finance for 7 years. Well, thank you. Baby, if you still watching, screenshot that. We might need that later. Eugene Steele says Proverbs 31 also mentioned the roles of men when it comes to their wives. Y'all, I love the commentary, but I got to go. Y'all, I'm gonna get up off this live. But I'm loving this. I'm loving this, y'all. I'm gonna go live more. But again, Eugene Steele says Proverbs 31 also mentions the role of men when it comes to their wives. Men honor those wives. Men praise those women. Men have confidence in those women. Slavery, oppression, what are they talking about? Exactly, sir. Exactly. Slavery where? Y'all, do I look bound? I promise you I don't have a ball and chain on. I promise you my car is out there. I can go wherever I want. I am no one's slave. I am not oppressed. You hear me? I'm happy. I'm free in my femininity under the authority of my husband. My husband I hate for this to sound this way, but I'm gonna say it. My husband granted me this freedom, and not having to enter into a workforce and having to work a 9 to 5 every day and worry about all these things. There is freedom in this. Pass the Smoke said, as a content creator and a married man for 14 years now, that's beautiful. With 2 children, beautiful. From the bottom of my heart, I wholeheartedly appreciate your content. Oh, I really hope young women can see your teaching. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is my goal. Bria says, last thing, read Titus 2, y'all. I have a list of scriptural support for the believers. Go ahead and follow her. Go ahead and follow her. Go ahead and follow Bria. Her content is very edifying, especially if you are a Christian, if you're a Christ believer. All right, so I'm gonna say a couple last things, and I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Red flags, helpmate, and waiting for the ring. Ladies, you're supposed to help this man and not be a liability. Not put a hole in his pockets because you're spending all his money. Because you want to chill when you're 65. Not you have to go back to work because you two don't have any money because you were too busy spending it in the younger years. Ladies, let me say this. Think toward the future. Don't always think of the now. Don't always think with your emotions, think with logic. And trust your man. Trust that he has a plan. Men are very logical. Ladies, men have foresight. Men can see and predict things that are coming and that are in the future. Men are inherently logical. Naturally. Men are problem solvers. Naturally. We are not. That's the yin and yang in masculine and feminine, in man and woman. You know what I'm saying? Don't bleed this man's pockets dry. Don't bleed this man's soul dry because you always arguing with him. That's just stressful, y'all. Dre Mike says if the husband dies, he's going to leave everything to his wife anyway. Marriage has more benefits than divorce. You can't tell this to the feminists. Exactly. The feminists, their rhetoric and their logic doesn't even make sense. Oh my God. Maybe we'll talk about it another time. Thanks so much for this live, Bella. It was worth it. It's weight in gold. Oh, thank you so much. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. If you like the content you see, then please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The truth has been signed, sealed, and delivered by yours truly. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Once I figure out how to end the live, there we go. Bye.